And a very good morning. It's Mark here going on 8 a.m. Monday, the 9th of June. It's going on noon GMT. And let's have a look how the markets are standing going into our new trading week. Starting on the dollar index, pretty much picking up where it left off last week, the dollar index. The dollar index weakened last week. And so far today, with resistance at 98.77. Got support at 98.32, a red candle. So far today, dollar weakness to start the week, but you can see the wick it's left behind. And if I zoom into the shorter time frame, you'll see that this wick is a fight back by the US from support levels sitting at 98.50. Remember, 98.32 support, 98.77 resistance. So pretty much sitting in the middle of that range. And let's see if once the US session does get underway now, whether we're going to see a continuation of dollar weakness. Dollar fought back on Friday, you can see that. But if sellers continue the way they started in Europe, in Asia, and the European sessions, we'll see more red. We'll see a sell-off of US dollar index and the 98.32 support get challenged. Let's have a look at the S&P 500. At 8 a.m. means we an hour and a half away from Wall Street opening. So this is pre-market trading conditions. And that's a pretty big move to the upside and a positive move before Wall Street gets going. I've got support at 5,994 and already resistance sitting at 6,071. So definitely off on the front foot and a strong start to US equities, particularly the S&P 500. Once the market opens up, we'll see if that can maintain, if that can continue, if there is demand for US equities, and this 6,071 resistance can get tested and higher. Alternatively, if we see a turnaround once the markets open, sellers will look to bounce down off this current resistance area. Support sitting at 5,992. That's the level that sellers will be looking down at. Let's have a look at gold. Gold, interesting. I did put in on the daily, I put in a fib retracement tool from the 3,121 low up to the 3,400 resistance. There's the uptrend, the strong uptrend we've had with gold. And here's the turnaround, here's the sell-off. And what the fib retracement tool gives us is how strong is this? Is this a retracement that's going to bounce back up? Or is this going to maybe turn into a fully fledged reversal? And we have different levels. The first level, the 38.2% fib retracement level, I always feel is a strong one, tells us a lot. And that level is sitting exactly at 3,294. And that's exactly where support got to. Then the buyers stepped in. You can see how they stepped in, left this wick behind, now sitting as a doji. So let's see if buyers can get past the 3,329. That's the resistance we're looking at right now. Buyers were looking higher than that, looking to break above that 3,330, 40 area and continue the run up. Alternatively, whether we see a turnaround at this area and a retest of this 3,294, the first fib retracement level, that's what sellers will be looking to retest on the downside if there's a turnaround. And I do think that that gold certainly can be dictated to and influenced by the performance of the US dollar now that the US session is underway. Let's have a look at Brent oil. Another strong performance today. We're in a strong uptrend. You can see that resistance 66.84. I've got support at 66. Gap down very slightly to start today, but certainly looking strong again, oil. And this resistance area has been tested 3 times recently. We saw it tested in April, we saw it tested in May, and now the third time this resistance area getting tested in June. Buyers will, of course, will be looking to break above the 66.84, get to the $70 level, which is a strategic level, and possibly higher. Sellers of oil will be looking for a bounce down of this area, like we saw in April, like we saw in May. But so far, trend is up, buyers up, and oil certainly starting on the front foot to start the new week. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. A very strong start to the week from Bitcoin. I've got support here at 105,000.2. I've got resistance at 107,000.8, almost a 2,500 move so far as we go into the US session. And Bitcoin has recouped the losses from last week. So it is looking strong. Buyers will certainly be looking to, as they're doing right now, testing this 107.8 thousand, look for 108,000, possibly higher. And then once we get past this level, the all-time high, the record, the 112,000, will certainly be in view and will be targeted. If I zoom into the hourly, you can see just how strong we are at this resistance level right now. Might take a bit of a breather, even give those that aren't in the buy trade a second chance, second opportunity if it comes off. But right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th hour of this, it's really strong. And we'll see if Bitcoin, if the demand continues through the US session, or if there's going to be a turnaround. Sellers, of course, will be looking all the way back down here at support, which at 105.2 thousand. Good trading, and I will see you at the end of today's session.